Now, instead of making it round, I'm going to make you a nice twist in it. A fancy twist. How's that? Instead of making it round.
Today is marking our 200th anniversary, and we're just are excited about our church having this type of history, especially with Pleasant Hall, with the history that it has, and the reenactment that we have here. It really expresses, I think, the great history of our community.
Pleasant Hall is owned by the church. It was bought in 2001. It was built in 1769, and we now maintain it as a historical site, and we're just very, very proud of it. And I think the people today have really seen something that they didn't expect, because it is completely decorated, and we're thrilled at what all has happened with Pleasant Hall.
We're representing today the 20th Regiment of Prince Sam County Militia, and this is a regiment that was formed in, actually prior to 1813, but it represented the 1813-1814 period, and this is where today is what we call Camp Kempsville. We knew Camp Kempsville was here. The militia was coming here, mustering, getting organized, and heading out from here to Norfolk and Portsmouth and other areas around the Hampton Roads area during the war to help fend off the British as they landed. The water, trying to get water supplies and things like that. They had blockaded the bay in February of 1813, and it continued through early 1815. And our job was to keep them from getting what they needed for supplies, water, provisions, and trying to get them to leave.
Member of the Isle of Wight County Militia. We're a Revolutionary War reenacting group. We do events similar to this around the Hampton Roads area, primarily to try to educate the public about the smaller, lesser-known events that happened during the American Revolution that involved the men that lived in this area in the 18th century. Focusing on November 1775, at that time in Virginia, the American Revolution was just starting to boil up, and everything is starting to happen in the different colonies. In Virginia, the Royal Governor Dunmore has just fled Williamsburg and has made his way to what they described as his fleet in the Elizabeth River for safety. And the local militias of the different counties around Virginia were starting to gather and drill and practice and get ready for what they thought was an upcoming war. And this weekend we're focusing on November of 1775. Dunmore had heard that various militia companies from the surrounding counties had been gathering, storing arms, drilling, practicing to be a soldier. So he starts sending army troops and sailors out from his fleet to various locations where he had heard that they were forming and gathering. So early in November of 1775, he sent a force down to Great Bridge, which is southwest of here, and there wasn't anybody there. It was a false report. He then gets a report that the Princess Anne County Militia had been gathering somewhere very near this site by this house, and he sends those troops and those sailors this way up what today is Kempsville Road. The militia hears about this. Their officers have them lay what they hope would be an ambush on the British troops, and something happened. They fired too early, but the British were tipped off early, and they wound up routing those militia and capturing 2 of their officers. There's a monument just behind the house here commemorating that event that was put here by the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1929. Just after that skirmish here at Kemp's Landing, Governor Dunmore, from the steps of this house here, read a proclamation. He wanted to get out to the populace that Virginia was going to remain in Crown control. Anybody who came in and basically asked for forgiveness would be forgiven and welcomed back into the fold. Any escaped slaves who wished to be free could come and fight for him, and he would grant them their freedom. And that proclamation was read here from the steps of this house here. So that's what we're primarily trying to portray today.